to the TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Manosphere Highlights Daily. This was actually suggested by Eddie O'Connor. I'll put his name up here or over here somewhere. And then this is actually about a British woman post-wall going to Gambia and just having the time of her life. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. And let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
Janice, give me some of that dating foolishness.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's paradise. You can have 2-3 different men in a day, if that's what you want.
Is it that easy?
It's that easy.
It really is the case. Hundreds of old
2 to 3 a night. It's that easy. And are they looking for love, or are they just looking for those BBCs?
older white women with young black men.
Yet women don't talk about this. These older, dusty, decrepit, wrinkly women chasing after these poor, desperate, young, naive, uneducated young men.
Post-war British women travel to Gambia for sex and relationships with younger Gambian men. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Shout out to Absolute Documentaries for this video and reporter Seiji Rhodes for doing a great job providing the information in this documentary.
Of course, not every Gambian man is looking for a European woman. But when you stop to think about the massive wealth gap between tourists and locals, it's not surprising that many are. So what's really going on? And what do Gambian men have to say about it?
This documentary is pure gold because we talk about men that are taking their talents overseas to date foreign women and are ridiculed and insulted by Western women because of it. And when you watch this documentary, you see many similarities with the men going overseas. However, there is a key difference. Let's talk about it. We got a copyright claim for using some of the golden footage of this documentary in our video. The link to the documentary is in the description, and our original video will be on Patreon. So Patreon supporters, salute! Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do. Because we many.
I want to find out more about how these relationships work.
Hiya,
Hiya.
Shay.
Hello, nice to meet you.
57-year-old Jackie moved here from the UK 3 years ago and has had several relationships with Gambian men.
53 years old.
Thanks for having me round.
That's all right. Thanks for coming. Thank you.
So on my flight, there was loads and loads of women.
Yeah.
And when I got on the flight, I was like, the ratio of women to men on this flight tells me something.
Well, they're coming here on their little sex holidays, aren't they?
Do you reckon that's what they're all up to?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They leave their husbands in the UK, come here and have fun with a black man,
Yeah.
and then go back to their husband in the UK, yeah.
It looks like a pretty...
These are married women. At least most, all the passport bros are just single men. Right? They don't go back to our wives and bring back whatever you caught.
good time. You come out here.
If you
Lots
just
of-
want a good time,
Yeah.
it's paradise. You could have 2-3 different men in a day, if that's what you want.
Is it that easy?
It's that easy.
Wow. So some of these women have husbands and still have post-war girl summer with Gambian men. This is pure gold because this explains that this dating foolishness is all about supply and demand.
Yep.
These post-war women can't get what they want at home, so they go elsewhere to get it. That's familiar, right? That's similar to men. And women talk, people talk. So now Gambia is a hotspot for post-war women to get some action. So women understand exactly how this game works.
Yep.
But here's the kicker, check this out.
You only have to be walking down the road. You can be wearing your scruffy clothes. It doesn't matter. They see the white skin, they want chance.
And then what? Does he ask for money straight off? Like, I'll come back home with you if you give me X?
No, they're not that blatant. But it's not long after you've bought them home that they start saying, oh, well, my
Whoa, she literally said after you've bought a man. Damn. Okay.
mum's a bit sick and she needs to go to the hospital and I haven't quite got the money, and or my children's school fees are due and I ain't quite got the, you know, they'll come up with some excuse.
Here's the kicker. Women are not trained to take care of a man, and women are hypergamous. So going overseas to and look for relationships is reserved for women that hit the wall. And I'm not talking about the ones that hit the wall freshly either. These women in this documentary are in their late 50s, early 60s.
Jeez.
They would never ever think about going overseas in their 30s and 40s when the DMs were still coming in. That's the key difference here. Men are invisible their entire lives, and it's not because they are terrible men. They are just not part of that top 10%. Once again, Michael B. Jordan, corny. He didn't have swag, but he was the nicest guy. So it's interesting to see how these nice guys are coveted when these ladies become invisible to the world. And it's not because these guys are nice. It's because these guys see them. These guys give them attention. That dopamine rush of feeling desired.
Yep.
You heard what she said.
They say it. Once you hit your 50s, women, you're a man. You're pretty much invisible to the men's gaze now. So, yeah, in your 50s and 60s, going to another country where all they're doing is just looking at you for whatever it is, I can understand that for women. Men have always been used to it, so.
They see the white skin and they want a chance. Here's another kicker. Men cannot get pregnant. And post-war 50-plus-year-old women have 0% likelihood of getting pregnant. So these men asking them for money is not a surprise to them. Check this out.
Every time. They class it as a job. They've just got to put up with her for a certain amount of time, let her think they're in love with her. She's going to go back to England, oh, I've found my soulmate, blah, blah, blah. Because they're good at talking.
Yeah.
They're good at talking.
Just so funny. I just can't stop laughing because this is exactly what they warn men about. And they're dealing with it themselves. It's worse for them. Again, men and women are different. So traveling overseas to do, even if men were traveling overseas to do this exact thing, which passport bros are not usually doing this, there's not much repercussion to it, you know. Again, these women are in their 50s and 60s. Also, yes, not so much repercussion to it because they can't get pregnant.
It's just the way they are. You ain't never going to change them. It's the mentality that they've got.
So eventually you will figure out if it's genuine or not. Men and women. I've picked this woman from the documentary because she's keeping it real. She knows these men want her money. She knows the game because she played many times before. The other women want to remain in La La Land, even though they are clearly used by these Gambian men. He also does interviews with a few Gambian men, and she is right. They are good at what they do. It's a way to survive in a country that is very poor.
And we talk about it, you know, women fall in love with what men say. And if these men have been doing this for a while and been supporting families, they got that silver tongue, man.
And I have to say that women use the same lines when they want your money. It's always family. So be careful out there, fellas. I took my talents overseas a long time ago, and it wasn't a cakewalk. I also ran into some low quality women. So protect yourself at all times.
That's an awesome warning. You heard him. Just because you go overseas, it doesn't just make it a cakewalk all of a sudden. You know, we're a little bit more sought after, but if you aren't working on yourself, you don't look good, you're not in shape, you're still going to be bottom echelon. So,
no matter where you are in this world.
And if you'll humor me, I have a couple final comments of my own. It's highly insulting when people claim that we Filipinas are uneducated, don't speak well, are desperate, and just a slave to a Western man's money. Is it true that we see passport bros as an upgrade to our situation? Of course we do. But so what?
as men see these Filipinas as an upgrade to their situation.
Isn't that the same thing you look for in a man? To find someone that makes more money than you do? So why are you bashing us for doing the same thing? Seems a little hypocritical to me. But does it mean we're only looking for money with no love involved? Well, let me ask you the same question. When a Western woman rejects a man who doesn't earn enough, and you do it all the time, does that mean that all you wanted was his money? And the thing you really don't seem to get is that the men who come here aren't choosing underage girls or women from the slums that literally are desperate. They're mostly pairing up with average Filipinas. The beaten down, miserable woman who sold her soul just to get a meal. That pathetic Filipino.
Those are the women that take it or that go on dates with men and just for meals. Those would be what I consider the pathetic, soulless women.
You seem to have stuck in your heads. She's the exception, not the rule.
This is pure gold. Mic drop. This is how you do it, ladies. Keep the insults and shaming language to yourself. The Filipina P. Salute. Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.
How was that? Chow. Thanks to Connor for that video. I'll post him up here again. And yeah, Passport Sisters. We talk about this. There's a lady on here that on my comments that always wants me to do like higher caliber Passport Sisters. There's like a few of them, but which I'll do later. But when you look at the mask, they're doing this. They're doing the sex tourism that they're putting on Passport Bros, and they're doing it in mass and even married. At least Passport Bros are single men that are looking to, live somewhere else and have a good, a good time, learn some culture, and maybe find a wife. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. It's Chow.